Hi, welcome, guys, welcome, girls, and every human in between. This is the Bear With Me podcast, and I am your host, Girl with the Locks. By the way, WHIT. Autocorrect be kind of sending people off, and it be bothering me a lot. Okay, how y'all doing? Welcome, we're here. Before we get into it, as always, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review. I get a lot of Apple and Spotify people. Come on, hit those 5 stars or four, whatever you think I deserve. But give me some feedback so I can continue to be greater, because that's why we're here. So, welcome to the Bear With Me podcast, and let's get into it today. As you saw, the caption says, I cycle now. Am I your Lance Armstrong kind of guy? No, but yeah, we're gonna get there. So let's get into it. So a few months ago, I moved apartments. And one day I was at the dog park with Bubba and I saw this dude come out, load up his bike on the back of his car and leave. All right, whatever. So like a few hours later, I go back to the dog park because I don't be wanting to take Bubba out on walks all the time. So I'd be like, you just gonna zip up and down this dog park because it's huge. So we in the dog park and I see Bubba see somebody. Now, Bubba wanna be the police. What does he do? He zips across the dog park toward the fence line because the person was walking by the fence line. And it happened to be the same guy who was just loading up his bike to go cycling and now he's back. Now, it was 3, 4 hours later. I'm like, this man been riding his bike this whole rip. Like, dang, he been gone a minute, whatever. So I'm like, okay, let's talk about this. So I walk up and I'm just like, so you bike or you cycle? Because I don't even know what you're supposed to say for real. But I'm like, so you cycle? He was like, yeah, I'm a part of this bike club and we just ride and dit. He was like, yeah, we supposed to be doing a Thanksgiving ride in the morning. You should come. He was like, do you cycle? And I was like, I mean, I know how to ride a bike. And he was like, okay, yeah, you should check it out. Do. Like, okay. I'm like, I bet type. And so he was like, he had told me the information. I was like, 29 miles. Yeah, y'all. They was finna go cycling for 29 miles. I was like, I don't know. And he was like, no, you should be good. It's a easy pace. And he had asked me some more stuff about me cycling. I'm like, I mean, I ride, I got a bike, I ride, do. I bet. So he was like, oh, make sure you got lights and a helmet. Right? Um, Wit ain't got no helmet. I ain't never had a helmet and a light. So I'm like, I ain't got no light. He was like, I'll spot you a light, but you do need a helmet. All right, cool. So I go to the academy, go get a helmet. All right, I'm getting excited. So the night before, I packed my little water backpack. I'm like, 29 miles sound like we gonna get a little thirsty. So I got my water pack on the back, load up the bike, pull it out. So we get there and I'm noticing these cyclists. When I tell y'all, it was a little intimidating because I'm like, oh, they ride for real, for real. Okay. Okay. I say, no, we could do this. We could do this. We can do this. Okay. We've been riding a bike since we were 6, 7 years old. Okay. We know how to ride with one hand, no hands. We know how to ride bikes. All right. So unload the car. People coming up to me, making conversation. I'm like, okay, y'all some friendly people. I'm here for this camaraderie. So he told me before, and then also on the day of, they was like, it's 3 groups: A group, B group, C group. And each group got a different tempo or a different speed. I was like, all right, I'm already knowing which group I'm gonna be in. I'm gonna be in that young C group. And if you got a D group, please do me for that one. But I was like, we could do it. He was like, C group about 13, 15 miles. I said, okay, yeah, we could do this because I know how to ride a bike and I know how to ride a bike fast. So I can do this. A group take off. Now the dude that invited me, he was with B group. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just riding. I'm gonna make friends in the C group. So I C group, we the last to pull off. So we riding, right? I'm keeping up. I'm keeping up. We go over this little slight overpass. I'm keeping up. I'm keeping up. I um then I ended up dropping back somehow. Then I dropped back some more. And I'm when I tell y'all I'm pedaling, I'm pumping, heart rate through the roof. I'm really moving. Y'all, the group getting far. And then they get further. Then I see them get caught at a light. I say I can get to the light. Yeah, the light came and went. I say, oh Lord. I say they gone. I said, oh my God, like still see them. I can still see them. So we all right. We are all right. As long as I can still see them, we just gonna keep pumping. Y'all, by the time I got to that light and went through that light, I was like, oh Jesus, am I gonna make it? And I said, we gotta do this for 29 of them, and I know we ain't even done one. My goodness. Y'all, I lost the group. I lost the group. I'm seeing they lights on the back of their bikes just get dim and dim until they disappear. I don't know if they ever made a left or a right or whatever because they were gone. Now I did have the route in my phone. I knew the route that we was taking. But I didn't know specifically where I was because we was in a suburb of Houston. So I was just like, okay. And I didn't want to get lost and I didn't want to do whatever. I didn't want nothing to happen to me. So I just rode my bike down this run long main road. So what he also told me was that the break or like the halfway mark was gonna be at mile 19. And so while I'm riding and I'm riding, I'm really trying to stay invested in this. I say, with by the time you get to mile 19, they will have gone and came back. And you still would just be out here pumping on these pedals. Y'all, I rode 5 miles down that main road, that road we started on. Called my best friend, panting, out of breath, embarrassed. And then I rode 5 miles back. So I did a total of 10 out of 29 miles. Y'all, let me tell y'all. I was only back at the starting point maybe 15 minutes before they arrived back. And they did 29 miles. Embarrassed. Embarrassed. Okay. So I I came back in. I was like one of the like when A by the time A group came, A group take your time. A group was slowly trickling in by the time I arrived back. Oh, let me tell you the funny part, right? So I'm like, how fast is 13 to 15 miles, which is what C group was supposed to be? How fast was that? I was riding in the street and I was coming up on the speed cam. Shorty thinks she been pumping this whole time, right? That speedometer. It says 6 miles per hour. Shorty was going six. How could she think that she could even do 13 to 15? How she thought she was finna do that? Shorty was doing six and was really going. Oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed. Everybody started pulling back up. One of the dudes that was talking to me when I first pulled up, he was like, "Oh no, you just gotta join cycling and just do more practice." And he was real encouraging and real motivating. I will say, this Turkey Day ride, had a lot of different like bike clubs, and it was a whole bunch of different people, and they were all just so like welcoming and just like friendly, and so I really appreciated that. So that was that. So I had got invited again to go to my neighbor's actual bike club, cardio ride is what they call it, that following Monday. I was like, "I bet." And I was like, "Bro, is it gonna be like what that was?" He was like, "No, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be better. Trust me, trust me, trust me." I'm like, "Okay, because I want to be active. I say that I'm active, so why not just be active?" And then I got this bike. I would love to ride it more. So ride your bike. So Monday come, same scenario, right? So the founder or organizer of this bike club, um, I don't know how he ended up. I don't know. I don't know how he ended up being in my space when I pulled up. But so one of the girls who rode on Thanksgiving, me and her had introduced ourselves, and so she was like, "So and so, this is Wit." She rode us at the turkey ride with all of these other groups and whatever, whatever. And so he walked over, he saw my bike, and he was like, "Oh, you could put that up." I said, "What?" He said, "You could put that shit up." Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This man ain't never met me. This man don't know me. This man just told me to put my bike up. He was like, "Nah." I said, "Okay." He was like, "I got a bike for you." I said, "What?" I was like, "So you just got spare bikes in your car?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But why? How?" He was like, "For stuff like this, or like if somebody get a flat or this, that, and the third, woo, woo." And I'm just like, dang. So then he adjusts the seat, do all this and do all that. And he did a really good job of like coaching me through like shifting the gears, when you getting ready to slow down and all of the things that I didn't know really went into cycle. But y'all, let me just go back to when that man told me to put my shit up. And I'm not censoring myself because that's what that man said to me. And I was just like, oh my God, like clutches pearls. You really just told me my bike ain't that's what you just told me. This bike is not with the rest of us. And you can either leave or you can get on my bike, but you're not finna be with us for real on this bike. All right. So we on a ride, and the ride was 14 miles. Yeah, it was 14 miles. And we did an average speed of 14, maybe 15 miles per hour. It was a decent ride. When I tell y'all I was sweating, that heart rate was elevated. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I completed. I'm like, how long has it been? He was like, we done 5 miles. Now 5 miles is my baseline because I did five going down on Thanksgiving, and then I did five going back. So I know what that energy feels like. He was like, we about 5 miles in. I say, and we still got 10 more. Okay. All right, we're gonna do this. So y'all, it was tough, but it was very fun, and I made it through. And it was good. So after that, he was like, "Yeah, you can come back. Like, you could just use this bike." I'm like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay." So I went back the next week. Shorty did a lot better. Went back the next week. Back the next, like after 4 Mondays in a row, I was like, "Yeah, I'm addicted." So then I started going to Price Bikes. And one of the guys in the club, he actually owns a bike shop. So he had gave me his business card either that first or second time I had went. And was like, "Yeah, come. We got all of these different bikes and da, da, da." I'm like, "Okay, bet, cool." I have not bought a bike yet because I mean, yeah, if I'm gonna get a bike, I'm gonna get a bike that I want, and I want a nice bike. Cause seeing everybody else, y'all, let me tell y'all, people, for those of us who don't ride bikes to the level that they be riding bikes or aren't truly cyclists, I'm just looking at like they got the shorts with the padded crotch. They're clipping into their pedals. So it's like they're one with the bike, as they say. They got Bluetooth speakers attached to their bikes. I'm like, oh, this is nice. Like it was cool. Like, I was like, this is it right here. So after like the fourth week of riding, I was like, yeah, I'm addicted. So I did all of December, and then the freeze, or not the freeze, but just bad weather in Houston started happening. And so I've been going regularly now. really, really enjoying it. I definitely hope to get me a bike soon. And so now I consider myself a cyclist. Um, it was something else that I wanted to mention about this story. I forget, but they be riding. I be riding is what I could say now. I be riding. That's all I have for now. Tune in, tell a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. Bear with me podcast. I hope to be back visual, y'all. I really hope to be back visual. But as always, I've enjoyed this time. Wishing you light, love, and laughter. Till next time.